Well, good morning. Good morning. I hope you had a good weekend. I sure did. I am looking forward to the week of work and videos and all that kind of stuff. I have a busy day today, so I couldn't make a full video for you. But what I wanted to do instead was re-upload the majority of the video that I took down on my own volition and apologized for. Now you might be saying, well, why would you re-upload a video that you apologized for? And the reason is because that video, the portion of it that I was apologizing for was really the beginning, like the first 3 or 4 minutes. I said something about the person who tweeted this tweet that I shouldn't have said. It was not true, and I didn't believe it, and I shouldn't have said it. I had no right to say it, and so that is what I was apologizing for. But the whole video, the majority of the video, actually wasn't even about that. It was about the replies to this tweet, and the replies to this tweet are hilarious. And I think that well, first of all, I definitely stand by that stuff. I think that the replies to this tweet were crazy. There's so much virtue signaling goodness in it. So I wanted to re-upload it. It's good stuff. I think you'll enjoy it. I hope you do. I think you will. Anyway, and then I'll come back at the end to make some comments about it as well. Hope you enjoy this. So it's been a while since I recorded a video on a Saturday. So here's the first one. I hope you enjoy it. It's oh, man. Saw this tweet from Jasmine Holm. Here's what it says. It says, just passed by a sobbing toddler at Target. Her mom was trying to distract her with a white baby doll. The little girl kept screaming and reaching for the black baby doll. And just as I passed, her mom went, "No, you are not getting that doll." But why not? With the little thoughtful face, the thoughtful emoji. Oh, man. Now, I think if you are not woke, but you're a normal person, right? Like, you're not woke, but you're a normal... Like, if you're woke, you're programmed to respond a certain way to this tweet. You're programmed to grab your pitchfork, get your virtue signal ready, and just go for it, right? Like, that's what you're programmed to do if you're woke. And as we will see, many people have obeyed their programming here. They got the proper inputs and the proper outputs coming out. But I'm a weirdo. I'm not normal. I think that we've made that abundantly clear with our couple of years together here on YouTube. So when I hear this, I believe it, and I say, who cares? Jimmy crack corn, and I don't care. What's the big deal here? Like, think about this. Like, I want to analyze this for a sec, okay? This is nothing. I want you to understand that this is nothing. A white mom wants to buy a white baby doll for her white child. Where's the crime here? Where's the sin here? Where's the issue? Her daughter wants a toy that she doesn't want to buy her. And what we're supposed to think is, well, it's about race. Okay, fine. Let's just say it's about race. Who cares? Why does this affect you in any way? Why does this affect you in any way? We're supposed to think like the kid is just like, oh, Mom, I don't want to be racist. And the mom's like, no, you're going to hate blacks just like me. Like, that's what we're expected to think. Like, and that's what most people in the comments are going to think, right? But this is nothing. Because we hear all the time black people all the time complaining because it's so hard to find a book, a kid's book with a black kid in it that they can buy for their black children. They want to buy black toys and black books for their black children. There's not enough of them, so they complain. And it's like, okay, fine. I'm okay with you wanting to buy a black toy for your black child. But, I mean, it's like, why can't a white mom do that? It's racist for a white mom to want to buy white toys for her white children, but a black mom can do... You see what I'm saying? Like, it's a double standard, obviously, but it's not a problem at all. I mean, let her parent the way she wants to parent. There's nothing here. There's nothing here. Now, I never bought into that, right? Like, I've spent exactly 0 seconds of my life, literally 0 seconds of my life, looking for a Latino toy or a Latino kid in a book or anything like that. I've spent 0 time worrying about that for my children. I just buy toys for them that I think that they'll like, that I think that they'll use, and things like that. Like, I don't spend any time worried about the ethnicity of the toy. But if you want to spend your time doing that, you think that's a valuable use of your time, I don't understand why, but I'm not going to step in there. Do what you want. This is nothing. This is nothing, but watch how the programming has been thoroughly input to these people. Their brains are wired to respond a certain way, and by God, they're going to. So here we go. Here's Steven Azara. He's a normal, non-woke person. I guess price had nothing to do with it. Pretty fair comment. I agree. Jen Coles. Some people should never have children. Some people should never have children. Why? Why? Because a white mom wanted to buy a white doll for her white kid. And Jen Cole's wisdom here is that should be a disqualifier for you to raise and have children. You gotta just... I mean, I just said a moment ago, like, I don't... Like, why do people spend emotional energy on this? I guess I'm laughing. That's a form of emotional energy, but this is fun. Ali Henny, oh my goodness gracious. Disgusting. Disgusting. You got that right, Ali Henny. Here's the Sojourner. He says, would it be as bad if it was a black person doing the same thing? Good point, the Sojourner. Good point. But it's that I know that's a rhetorical question because the answer is obviously no. Black people do this all the time. Do you remember when Black Panther came out and how many black people were so excited they could take their kids to a black superhero movie? Just black power, all this stuff, black excellence. You remember all that? It didn't bother me at all. It didn't bother. That movie looks stupid to me. I would never see that movie. I mean, maybe I could see an occasion where I might see that movie, but I probably will never see that movie. If you enjoy it, if you want to spend time finding the black version of everything because you think that's important for your family, that's fine. I think it's a waste of your time. I think it's counterproductive for your stated goals. But for me, as for me and my house, we're not going to spend any time looking for the Latino superhero. None. We're not going to spend any time on that. You do you. You do you. Oh, my goodness. Anyway, here's Beth Moore. She's ready with her virtue signal. Man, she's always on top of that. You ever notice that? Beth Moore's ready to virtue signal no matter what. She says, gross. Go home. How do you like that? Go home. And here's Sam Obi-Wan. Young Sam Wan. Now, this is the kind of person that thinks they're so wise, right? Listen to what young Sam Wan says. He says, and these scenes don't play out in a vacuum. People of color are often privy to such moments. Even unintended or casual racist moments still do damage. It's damaging. It hurt me. Like, God, you gotta grow up. You need some backbone. Honestly, a lot of you need shrinks, right? You need to go to a psychologist, a psychiatrist, a counselor, someone. You need help. Because if you see a nothing like this, a white mom just wants to buy a white toy for her white kid, and that is doing damage to you to such a degree that you have to virtue signal, you have to self-flagellate for this, and it does damage, real damage to you. If that's you, you need help. You need Jesus is what you need. You need Jesus is what you need because your priorities are all twisted up, man. If this is doing damage to you, I mean, you're not fearing God the way you ought to fear God. This is nothing. You need to grow up. You need to mature. This is nothing. It still does damage. Yeah, man. Well, a lot of these guys, they make blacks and like Latinos and people of color, they make us seem like snowflakes. Like, we're really not like that. I hope you guys know that. Like I hope you guys that watch my channel understand that, like, Latinos, blacks, Asians, like, we're not snowflakes like this. We don't need this super special protection where we can't handle seeing a white mom at a I almost said a white store. Target kind of is a white store. A white mom wanting to buy a white toy for a white kid. It doesn't bother me. Just like a black mom wanting to buy a black baby doll for her black child. That doesn't bother me either. Like, why would it? It doesn't matter. Even if they're doing it for racist motivations, it's not my kid. I'm not going to spend time worrying about that. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Here's a few people. When my kids were little, I was concerned that my child playing with a black doll could be racist, and I didn't want to offend anyone. Now I wish I would have purposely gotten them one. Thank you for speaking up. This woman's all twisted up. I mean, she's trying to be nice, and she's probably a nice lady, you know? But she's trying to do the right thing, but she's all twisted up because she's trying to please someone that's irrational. Like the social justice warriors, they're irrational. You can't please them. Don't even try. You will have a very hard time if you do this. Like, she's obviously fearing these people. Like when she was younger, she didn't want to offend them by having a black toy. Now she wishes she had one. Like, what do we like? They're gonna, like, the social justice warriors. They want you always like on edge and on your toes and what to do. They just want you to obey them. Don't be like this. This is ridiculous. Just buy whatever toy you want to buy. This is nothing. It makes me want to cry. I'd cry too. Oh man, what's wrong with people? Here's Rude Jones. What's wrong with people? I'm sorry, the mom is horrible, and saying that just as you walk by makes me want to punch her. This would totally be me walking by like, I know what you're doing. I don't understand why, but I totally see it, and I don't care one bit if you see me looking. Well, that's sick. Heartsick. This legit makes me angry upset. Like, if this legit makes you angry upset, you need to reevaluate your priorities. You really do. Oh, man. She's worried if she encourages her in wanting a black baby doll, in a few years she might want a black man. Trust me, as sick as it is, that's the truth. Yeah, that's true. This is why I love this. Listen to this. This proves my point. This is Matthew Titus here. Pastor Matthew Titus. He has been programmed to respond to this in a very particular way, and he is on point. But what he doesn't understand is that he's destroying the whole narrative here. Like, this is so contradictory to this, right? So this tweet was set up to make us feel shame for if you're white and you buy a white toy for your white kid and you don't want to buy a black toy for your white kid, that if this is designed to make you feel shame, right? And Pastor Matthew Titus, he's so programmed to respond this way. He doesn't see that he's contradicting himself here. He says this is why I secretly love the LOL doll lines of toys. Some of the most diverse toys I've ever seen. My kids love all of them, though I can do with all the waste from the surprise premise of the dolls. So here's the thing. Like, what he's saying here is, this is why I love toys because of the ethnicity of the toys. They're so diverse. I love buying my kids those toys on purpose because of the ethnicity of the toys. But this woman should feel shame for buying a toy according to the ethnicity of the toy. He's contradicted the whole premise of this and somehow feels justified about this. And it's just so preposterous. This is so preposterous. I just don't get it, man. Guys, am I missing something here? Like, this is nothing. This is absolutely nothing. And the funny part is, like, this is the kind of oppression that they're talking about a lot of the time. You remember that Matt Chandler white privilege thing when he's talking about how dangerous white privilege is? And his examples are, he goes, you don't know what it's like to be walking around Barnes and Nobles for 20 minutes looking for a toy, looking for a book that has children that look like yours on them. We don't know what that's like. And I'm like, that's what we're talking about here with white privilege? That you can go to a bookstore and find a white book for your white kids, but you can't go to a bookstore and find a black book for your black kids? Like, that's the real problem? I mean, this is, talk about a first world problem. That's nothing. That's your struggle? I mean, it's time to grow up. It really is time to grow up. Anyway, have a great Saturday. Have a good Lord's Day tomorrow. I hope this was helpful. God bless. Yeah, so I told you, it's pretty ridiculous, some of those comments. I could have kept going. There was a ton of comments to this. Everyone and their mother was attempting to virtue signal from this incident, which I think is a big nothing. Who cares? But the one comment that made me sad, it's funny, but at the same time it makes me sad. And this is the whole point of me doing a video like this, is that one lady who's like, man, you could tell she was honest. She struggled. She's like, oh, my daughter wants a little black baby doll, but I don't want to offend anybody. And now she wishes she could go back in time so that she could get her daughter the black baby doll so that she could learn, I guess Black Lives Matter or something. You see, this lady, she doesn't know what to do, and she's like trying to do the right thing. There are so many people out there, especially white people. There's a lot of white people out there that are like hopping on one foot, hopping on the other foot. Whenever a black person says to do something, they want to do it. It reminds me of that video from Hotep. Remember that video where he walks into the Starbucks and that poor little white girl, he demands reparations coffee, and she's just like, oh yes sir, of course. Like, I feel for you white people. I really do. A lot of you are unplugged from this, by the way, and good for you. You shouldn't be, catering and to every whim of the psychotic social justice warrior people. You shouldn't do it. In fact, I did a video a long time ago that said that a lot of y'all want to worship black people. Whatever black people say, that's what you want to do. You got it. Yes, sir, of course, sir. Like, that's so twisted. It's so twisted up. Don't fear black people. Fear God. Do what's right according to God. Don't be like this lady. I feel for this lady, where she's like, man, do I get a black baby doll or not? Do I get a black baby doll or not? Who am I going to offend? Am I allowed to dress up like an Indian for Halloween? I don't know. And their head explodes. They just don't know what to do. Don't be like that. That's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous way to live. Stop trying to please people that are unappeasable. Anyway, that's a serious point. This is a funny video, but that's a serious point. Don't try to please people that can't be pleased. Don't fear the gods of wokedom and social justice-y ism. Anyway, hope this was helpful. God bless. Something just occurred to me, and I did talk with someone about this. I think it might have been my wife about this, and that woman who was confused, where back in the day I didn't get her a black baby doll because I thought that would be offensive. Like, imagine, just thought experiment here for a second. Imagine if that's what was going on at this store, and the white mother doesn't want to be offensive, doesn't want to be accused of some form of playtime blackface or something, and so she doesn't want to give her white baby the black baby doll because it's going to be offensive in her mind, because she's had some crazy woke person say that that's offensive in the past, and so she's trying to please that crazy woke person. So she's desperately trying to get this kid to not want this black baby doll, and so she's pulling out everything she knows. Oh, this one's prettier, this one's better, this one, she's just trying. Look, I'm not saying it's right, I'm just saying, what if that was the case? You see, she's all twisted up, and I could easily see someone all twisted up, desperate to not offend, being seen as very offensive for the things that she does, the strategies that she uses to try to not be offensive. Because if you notice, a lot of the things that you're required to do to not be racist often flip-flop. So you're always on the wrong foot. You're always off balance. That's part of this whole. I'm not saying that Jasmine was doing that. I'm just saying that's part of this whole woke system, this whole critical theory system. It's that you can never, ever atone. Never. And this is a serious thing, guys, because the woke religion, the critical theory religion, is one where there is no atonement that's good enough. I mean, if you even read the writings of that lunatic, James Cone, he says, look, if most black people say that you're doing the right thing, you're not racist, but even one says that you haven't done enough, then you haven't done enough. There is no atonement in this thing, and this is the problem. This is what makes me so sad that this is gaining traction in Christian circles, because we've been reconciled to God and we're in one body, and so things are squashed now. But critical theory wants to open up that wound and let it never heal. It just wants to fester and fester and fester. Anyway, I hope this is helpful. God bless.